Now, some 6 months since Salisbury found itself in the international spotlight and the world witnessed the deadly effects of Novichok poison. Investigations continue and the community is still counting the cost. Peter Cook has the story.
A father and daughter poisoned in Salisbury.
He was doing some strange hand movements, looking up to the sky. They looked so out of it that I thought even if I did step in, I wasn't sure how I could help.
There's been an awful lot of speculation about this, and I don't think John le Carre could help you with theories.
I think we're in a new Cold War. The Russians think that they are in conflict with the Western world.
Is Russia behind the poisoning of Sergei Skripal?
Christie Miller Road, home to commuters, families, and a former Russian spy. Once a hero in his home country, Sergei Skripal was jailed for selling secrets to the West. Later, a spy swap with the Americans saw him freed, and he relocated to Salisbury.
Sergei Skripal moved here in 2010. He was hoping for a quiet life after a long career working in the dangerous world of international espionage.
8 years on, it seems Skripal's past caught up with him. Deadly poison was left on his door.
Hi, Philip. Good to meet you.
Hi, Peter. Good to meet you as well.
Terror expert Philip Ingram has spent much of his career in the secretive world of military intelligence.
It'll have been a very carefully planned and very slick operation. There'll have been a team on the ground for probably at least a week beforehand, doing what's called a pattern of life study, checking to see Sergei Skripal's normal movement, checking to see that he's in the house, checking to see when different things are being delivered in the area, and seeing if there's any CCTV cameras. They'll have seen what houses have got motion-activated lights that are on them. Or the favourite time for military operations is coming up to dawn, but before the dog walkers get out and could notice something unusual. Very soft target, very easy to do. You know, if you get the planning right on it, then it's very easy for the team to come in and apply this and nobody notice and get away safely.
On March the 4th, Skripal left home with his daughter Yulia. They went into Salisbury for a meal, oblivious to the danger they were in. Later, Meg Edgar saw them near the Malting shopping centre.
As I got closer, I could see a person sitting on the bench, and on the ground in front of the bench there was somebody lying on the ground with another person leaning over them, sort of tending to them. His head was down, so I couldn't see his face, but he was absolutely stock still. Both of them totally still, no sound whatsoever, no movement. It was altogether very, very quiet.
The Salisbury attack made headlines around the world.
There's breaking news internationally this morning about that nerve agent attack on former spies.
Очередной скандал подоспел аккурат к готовящейся встрече Путина с Трампом, той самой встрече.
Within days, Novichok, a military-grade nerve agent developed in the Soviet era, had been identified as the poison.
I believe that it was a message being sent by the Russian President Putin, because it happened exactly 14 days before his election. He wanted an increase in his majority in that election. He wanted to send a clear message to those dissenters that could affect that power base that he had, and he did that in a very horrible way.
The Russians fiercely deny any involvement. The Skripals recovered enough to be able to leave hospital, as did local police officer Nick Bailey, exposed to Novichok during the investigation. After a period in lockdown, Salisbury started to get back to normal.
But in July, there was an unexpected development. 2 more people fell ill. They'd been poisoned.
Dawn Sturgis and boyfriend Charlie Rowley had been together a year. Among their friends, Joshua Harris.
You could always turn to Dawn and she would sort and help you out as much as she could. Bubbly, happy, lovely, outgoing, outspoken person.
Joshua and Dawn, a recovering alcoholic, lived in the same city centre hostel.
Is that army now there, is there? You got the army there as well, have you?
There's lots of people here.
Basically, that white window above the air conditioning units, where that for sale sign is, just there, that's my room there. So it's basically 2 along from Dawn's.
Charlie Rowley recovered, but the hospital team were unable to save Dawn, and 8 days after coming into contact with Novichok, she died. The investigation moved to Queen Elizabeth Gardens. Dawn and Charlie were seen here the night before they fell ill.
So I've just spoken to the police. We obviously can't get access to any of this site, 5 acres it is. There's lots of police officers down there doing fingertip searches, looking for anything they think might be a little bit suspicious. We've also seen the last couple of days members from the army as well. They've been picking up unusual containers that they think might contain some Novichok. Even police divers within the stream there, going through each little item, thinking if there might be anything suspicious. So the scale of this is absolutely massive, and it's causing real pressure for those authorities involved.
The Met Police, MI5 and the Army have worked together on this investigation. They've tried to reassure the public, but Dawn's death leaves an obvious question. Is there more discarded Novichok out there?
I would love to be able to stand here and say to you, we're certain that there are no traces of nerve agent left anywhere in your county. But the brutal reality is, I cannot offer you any such assurance or guarantee at this time.
And this is what people get rid of?
Dawn's friend Joshua thinks Charlie may have stumbled across the Novichok when searching through bins.
See, like this stuff.
Something all 3 of them often did.
Oh, hello. Hello, what's this? Oh, that's nice. Basically, pictures that I like collecting. Picture frames, mugs, cups that basically will help you out if you need it. Ooh. Charlie and Dawn will basically be in a bin probably over there, or probably in that corner over there. So like the dolphin stuff like this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Sorry.
There's perfumes in here, and if it was just Charlie, he would basically get them and bring them as a gift for Dawn. And his gift bags used to contain like that, and it used to always be full, always. For Dawn, every time I go in there, there's always something new the next day in her room.
Mine's rubbish is another man's treasure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scientists at Reading University are well used to handling dangerous substances, but nothing quite like Novichok.
This is only distilled water, but if it was Novichok...
Dr. Gary Stevens is a pharmacology expert.
As little as that amount sprayed directly on the skin could be fatal. We know that Novichok was developed in the Soviet Union. We know it's a weapons-grade material. It's meant to be more deadly and effective than agents that we know about, things like sarin, which is a nerve gas, VX, which was used in an assassination at an airport in Kuala Lumpur.
Police have said the chemicals that make up Novichok could be a threat for 50 years.
They've definitely been engineered to last longer than sarin and VX.
Queen Elizabeth Gardens has reopened, but only after every last piece of litter was taken away and destroyed. 6 months on from the original attack, there have been no arrests. In this new standoff between East and West, the death of Dawn Sturgis would seem to be collateral damage.
She always talked about wanting to get a place with Charlie and basically to just settle down really and just enjoy the rest of her life.
Another chance?
Yeah. Everyone deserves another chance.
Peter Cook.